Okay, so hello everyone, and welcome back to part 2 of Let's Play Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back in n.sane Trilogy. As you probably remember, in the last part we completed the first 3 levels, so what we're going to go ahead and do in this part is complete the first warp room, also known as the jungle warp room, and then we'll possibly go back and get the red gem from Snowgo as well. So, of course I'm doing all these levels in order, so I'm going to be doing the pits first. So here we go, just to recap on what I said from the last part, these jungle levels, like let's say, what's the first one? It was Turtle Woods and the pits, both look very different now, as you can see, because as I say, we're all hazy and like rainy, overcast look to Turtle Woods. However, this level, as you'll probably see, has got this like sunset look to it. Which actually looks quite pretty, you know, with all the orange glow to everything. It definitely looks very different anyway, as opposed to what it did in the last part. You know, in let's say Turtle Woods. Whereas it looked pretty similar in the original game, I will say. Apart from the rain in Turtle Woods. So anyway, this level, there's 2 paths to go down. What I usually do is I go down this left-hand path right here. And then a backtrack all the way back to go and get the rest of the crates. So, and that was very bad timed because I just lost an Aquaquo mask by doing that. I thought I was just going to get that bird in time, but I did not. So that goes that. So there's a crystal. I don't think there's anything else further down this path. No, there isn't. So now what we've got to do now is go all the way back. The backtracking in this level is not actually too hard, you know, especially when we're familiarising the level by now, because I've played through this game, let's say, 100 times before. As you probably all know me, Crash Bandicoot 2 is my all-time favourite Crash Bandicoot game, like I said in my last part. I'd say the hardest bit of backtracking in Crash 2, a level that I really don't like at all, I've got to say, is, of course, it was one of the digging levels. What was it, in the 4th warp room? Oh my gosh, what was it? Not behaving, it's the other one. Digging it, so that's the one. Oh, the backtracking in this level's a right pain, especially in n.sane Trilogy. n.sane Trilogy is quite alright, you know, for Crash 2, but you can definitely tell that the game's totally ruined in the 4th warp room. The 4th warp room in n.sane Trilogy in this game is just really bad in my opinion, you know, in terms of controls. And don't even get me started on the ice skating, as you'll probably see when we come to get the red gem in a bit. So here goes another bonus round. Of which I will say that bonus round difficulties do increase over time. They start off easy, but they're actually not all that easy at all once you get, let's say, the game gets going. So what I usually do for this is I jump onto the middle box here, and then I go back and jump over the 2 side boxes, you know, like the front and back one. So just like that. Well, I jumped on all of them, however I can jump on the end 2 boxes again. So that is that. So that is that bonus round now fully completed. So all I've got to do now is just complete this level, because in the next level we're coming up to the first chase level, of which there was 2 of in the original Crash game. However, there's 3 in this one. And I like the way you can just spin jump out of these pits. It's much easier to do in the original than, let's say, in n.sane. And I don't think we get a cutscene here. I don't think we do anyway. I'll soon find out if I'm wrong or not. And of course Crash does his little, like, Crash dance. which is something I've always loved. And nope, no cutscene. So here we go, on to the first chase level, which is, of course, Crash Dash. Which as a kid I always used to actually confuse this level with the actual game Crash Bash. Although I've never really been a fan of Crash Bash. It's fun to play, let's say, as a party game, but it's just never been like my sort of game. I think the main problem with it is that the difficulty is too hard. So immediate thing you notice changed in this level here is that there doesn't seem to be as much snow on the ground anymore. And the boulder was fully covered in snow in the original game. However, in n.sane, there isn't quite as much snow actually on the boulder itself, and I really miss the roll animation as well. The roll animation does work if the boulder gets close to you. However, if you, let's say, you're as far ahead as I am now, it doesn't work anymore, and that's a bit of a disappointment. And as you can probably see as well, the boulder is a lot slower too. And the boulder like falls at the last second. I actually thought that boulder was actually going to come to me then, but obviously it does not do that, because it's not programmed into the game to do that, so. And here's one of them TNT. I can get these ones every time though, you know, in the stack of box between TNT crates. So what I usually do here is do one bounce on every crate and just leave it about, let's say, about 10 seconds, and then just go back for them all again like that. Because there's always like certain strategies. Well, different strategies work for different people, of course. However, that's always been a strategy that's worked for me. So here we go. This is the last chase section, of which you got to get the jump perfectly timed right, so you have to jump a bit earlier and jump again, which was easier in the original once again. However, once you get used to n.sane's controls, it's actually quite alright. However, coming up now is the main disappointment with the level. As you can see, there's crates here, which in the original got jumped over by the boulder. However, now in n.sane, the boulder just rolls through them, breaks them, which to me just takes out the whole challenge of the level. However, I do suppose it does make it a lot easier for first time players, although I will say the next chase level it doesn't do that, which is kind of odd. Okay, I thought I was going to get a cutscene then, but obviously not. Okay, so in the original game, you would actually go up into the next warp room to confront the boss. However, where the load save screen used to be, is where the boss is now located. Which kind of makes sense. It actually is quite an interesting change, to be honest. Because then it actually makes it easier to replay the boss, because I mean a lot of people probably didn't know to hold down the triangle button in order to play the boss again. Although I typically don't play bosses again, because I typically find the bosses in Crash 2 to be a little bit too easy, in my opinion anyway. Nowhere near as easy as the bosses in Crash Team Racing. Jeez, they were too easy in my opinion. And definitely not as bad as the Dr. Neo Cortex boss in this game. Oh, what the heck was that? Honestly, I mean, that's terrible. As you'll see later on in the later parts. So we've just got to let Ripperoo finish his course of nitros. You can either spin him or you can jump on his head. I like to do a bit of both, because I don't know if you can actually slide him, to be honest. I'm actually going to try that next. I've never actually tried that before. That's actually the first time I'm actually going to try that. And of course it never works for the TNT. Yeah, I'll try that right now. Yeah, it works. Oh, interesting. now we'll move on to the second warp room. However, one thing I will do is I'll actually just do a calibration on my recording, because I actually record with a modular recorder. So I actually sync up the time that I press the button on the controller with when I, let's say, resume a game or something like that, or jump. Because I don't exactly record at the same time, I actually record modular, so I have to sort of like line it up, if you sort of like get me. So anyway, here we go. We're going to now do hang air crash. Oh, here goes a cutscene.
I see that Ripperoo failed to prove much of a challenge yet again. But back to business. There are crystals to be gathered, 20 to be exact. The planets will align shortly, all 13 of them, and this will create a power great enough to rip the Earth apart. Properly utilized, however, the crystals can absorb and contain the energy.
Crash, is that you? I've been looking everywhere. I don't have much time to tell you this. You have to be careful. Trusting Cortex seems a little unwise, Crash. I can't keep the data path open much longer. Crash, you need to...
Okay, so that was like the cutscene, but every time it makes like that clash sound, you know, every time you like a cutscene like comes on, it sort of like really makes me jump. Especially with that one, I don't know why it's always like, it seems to just do that, but I say every time I get like this, you hear this like clash sound, it like really makes me jump, like totally. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do air crash, but we're not doing the whole level. We are just going to be doing the secret exit right here. And what the heck was that? So I got to like sort of line it up with the shadows and jump perfectly on this platform, and now it'll take you to the secret warp room for the first time. Of which there is actually something interesting about that, which I'll just show you. So this is a secret warp room, of course, where you can like get to like secret entrances to levels, as well as also 2 secret levels, Totally Bear and Totally Fly. However, now you can now enter and exit the secret warp room now from the bottom of the warp room, you know, teleportation system. But one thing that's kind of disappointed me here is, if you notice, these portals weren't exactly there in the original game until you unlock them. They just used to like be able to jump off the edge. However, the islands that you used to be able to see from Crash 1 are no longer there. And that's actually a really big disappointment to me. Like, really disappointing, because I mean, that was actually one of the first things that actually disappointed me in n.sane. So anyway, enough on that, we're actually going to go into Snow Go right now. Hopefully I can get this done first time, because the ice skating in n.sane is terrible in my opinion. It's just got a really bad mechanic to it. They were much better in the original. And of course there's hidden Aku Aku crates here, which will come in really handy, especially if I get the invincibility towards the end. So I've got to watch this penguin doesn't spin, because as I say, I want to try to keep my invincibility if I can. Yep. Which that's always been tricky to do. So of course there's a life and an Aku Aku up there. There are 2 lives up there, but they're actually quite hard to get. I can try it though. I'm actually going to try and get them for a bit of fun actually. Nope, not working. Anyway, we'll now just go progress through the level. So I've actually managed to get invincibility. I say that's like, the ice skating takes such a long time to get going. I do suppose they've kind of like made it a bit harder, you know, so it's like sort of like a bit more realistic, but if it's to like what you used to in the original game, it can be very disconcerting and like really can have a tendency to screw you over. So here we go, just jump down here, and then we should get the red gem. There we go. So now I've just got to complete the level as normal, down the normal route, and then that'll be... Oh, I didn't want to do that. How did I do that? I didn't want to enter the bonus round. Oh well, I might as well do the bonus round now anyway. That was actually a mistimed jump. I did not want to do the bonus round. Right, so now let's get back on the normal path and just get this level completed. And of course, the Echo Echo Invincibility music's changed as well a bit. Which actually I like both, it's just like got a little bit of a different twist in, let's say, the middle of it. So here we go, that is Warp Room 1 fully completed now. So now what we'll do now is go up to the second warp room and we'll save our progress. Because I don't want any mishaps, like this time, because I actually went to turn the game on, only to find out that I hadn't saved my progress the last time, so I had to play right back up to the pits again. Well, not right back up, it's not very far, but I wanted to get straight into recording, but obviously I could not. So anyway, here we go. This has been part 2 of Let's Play Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back in n.sane Trilogy. I hope you all enjoyed it, and of course, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next part.